I've already cried enough. Last time I recorded this video, I started crying. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just have to be in a depression and just get a job, a regular old job, because I got big girl bills to pay. And then people keep asking me, am I dating? No! How can I date when I'm poor? Who am I going to be dating? I'm too busy worried about X, Y, and Z, not D-I. Bonjour everyone, Madam Blue here. Welcome back to my channel. Now if you hear some lawn mowing going on, I guess today is landscape day. But I am redoing this video. I did my, I guess, 3-month, I'm gonna say 3-month update. I've been in Houston almost 3 months. So I recorded the video, but I don't remember what was going on that day, but I was just in a mood. So I was just like crazy and all over the place. So I'm like, let me redo this video, first of all, with eyelashes on. Let's start with that, okay? So, child, let me tell y'all. Okay. One thing about me though, if things are not going the way I think they should go, I'm not gonna like anything else. Like I can't pretend, I can't fake emotions. So I force myself to always be grateful, be thankful, give thanks. And recently I've been forcing myself to smile, especially if I have a negative thought or if something's not going right. Or if my face is just not, I guess if my body language is not showing appreciation, then I'm like, smile. So because I can't fake emotions, if things are not right, I can't pretend that I'm happy. So that's why I hate Houston. So let's talk about before I even got here. Pause. The biggest thing, if you've watched my vlogs, then you know I lost my car keys. Still don't know where those car keys are. My family still has not seen my car keys. I have not seen my car keys. I either threw them away or they're stuck somewhere in my car, because I did pack something in my car. I noticed that it fell between the seats and I can see it. So I'm like, I wonder if my keys fell somewhere, because I'm like, it was nowhere in the house. I wonder if it fell on one of the couches, but they were like, they didn't hear anything. And when I went in Arizona, I like picked up one of the couches. Another couch was out of the way, but I didn't hear no keys like shifting. So I'm like, my keys should have been where the stuff that I bought was. That stuff was on the couch, and when I checked the couch, no keys were there. So I'm like, so I was in my car. I was gonna pick up my grandma. I was gonna try to see if I can ship something. I couldn't. And then I went to the hardware store in my vehicle. Then when I got back home, I took my mother's vehicle because my vehicle was partially being packed and I needed to ship boxes. So I took my mother's car. Between me going home from the hardware store and going to the post office, I have no idea what happened to my keys. So, pause. So I did hair up until the day before I was supposed to leave. Mind you, I was supposed to move in on a Saturday. I was supposed to leave on a Thursday because it's a 17-hour trip. If you drive straight, which I was planning on driving straight, me and my mom. And I hope that's not loud. Brain, think. I really be losing my train of thought. Pause. Okay, first of all, I don't know why I be talking so fast. So I was supposed to leave on a Thursday. All of a sudden, my mother talked about we gotta leave on Friday. I'm like, that's cutting it too close. Well, what do you want me to do? Did we end up leaving? We could have left when I said, because she didn't do what she said she was supposed to do. Mother. Anywho, so I did hair up until Wednesday night. Come Wednesday night, I go say bye to some people around my area where I worked. And my sister was supposed to be dropped off to the suite to help me pack up, because by the time I got done doing hair, it would have been very late. I would have been there by myself. The parking lot at the suite had no light, so it was pitch black. And I would have been by myself moving everything out of my suite into my car. No. So I'll call my sister. I'm like, you on your way? Oh, I forgot. Mind you, I don't live close. It's a 30-minute trip there and back with no traffic. So I'm like, so somebody gonna bring you? Oh, we just got in the house. Okay, so somebody gonna bring you. You gonna drive? I can't see in the dark. So I ended up going to pick up my sister and coming back. Now, when I first got into the salon suite in Arizona, it was 24/7. Then all of a sudden, they told some other people was living here, so we closed at 10. I'm like, 10, fam. Y'all said 24/7, so why not you trying to close at 10? And if somebody was living here anyway, you think they can't live there between 9 and 10 or whatever your hours are? I'm like, that don't make no sense because I've been there very late before, 10, 11, 12. So I go do my little key fob. It's like, nope. I'm like, oh my God, did they cancel me already? Mind you, my door was unlocked. Luckily, the salon door was not open. If my door was open, I had a cell phone there, I had an iPad there, I had a TV there, I had all of my hair stuff. Thousands of dollars worth of stuff that was not locked. I was like, and I called the person, but they didn't answer. I'm like, oh my God. Which I hate calling people late anyway, but I was desperate at that point. So I'm like, cannot move out. So I couldn't move out to the next day, which really pushed me back. So I think around 6 or 7, me and my sister got up to go move out my stuff. It took forever. Go home, realize that one, I cannot ship my chair. Now my pink chair, my pink salon chair cost me $400. To ship, it comes in 2 parts, 3 parts actually. It comes in the base, the footrest, and then the seat. To ship the seat, they talking about $370. I said, how? Because when I got this chair shipped to me, I know they didn't charge me another $300 for shipping. I said, oh, this chair can't go. She got to stay. After I ended up selling the chair, and after I sold her, I was like, I could have drove back to Arizona anytime and got my chair. Which doesn't matter now. Pause, I'll get to that. So fast forward, that pushed me back so much. I didn't end up leaving until Friday night. Friday night at 8 p.m. Yes, Friday night. So I'm like, we cutting it so close. So I'm like, still, I think, I forgot what time the office closed, but we would have been getting there like, I think we were scheduled to be there like around 2. So we leave, we go to my grandparents' house, get that good old prayer. I have everything that I can pack in my car. I had to end up sending, okay, first of all, when I first said that I was moving, my aunt was supposed to help me move. Then all of a sudden she went to get a brand new job because she's self-employed, so she can pick up and do whatever. But then all of a sudden, she's like, oh, I start work this week. Like, not like maybe a few weeks before I was leaving. I was like, because she got big cars. I'm like, if I can get 2 cars to go with me, I'm good. Then I wanted my grandparents to go with me because they have a big car too, but they cannot drive by themselves that long. They would need help. I did not have an extra person who can help drive because everybody worked. So I was just like, so it was just me and my Jeep Cherokee. Now, I was going to add a hitch on the back of my car, but they told me about $500. For a bumper? No. So to do a hitch and then get the little small trailer, that was $600. The trailer was $600. The hitch was $500. And even to get a U-Haul and put it on the back of my car, they quoted me for like 5 days. So I'm like, I'm doing a straight shot. Are y'all going to refund me the rest? Oh, it'll be up to the manager if they refund you. So you want me to charge me for 5 days and you might refund me if I do it in 1? All those options was over $1,000. And I'm like, it's cheaper to ship boxes than pack the rest in my car. So that's what I did. It cost me like $250 to ship boxes, which was way better than what I thought I was going to spend. So because I had nobody to help me drive, I had to do it that way. I ended up packing up my whole car, and I got 3 huge duffel bags, put it on top of my car, and then why am I talking so fast? And then put the tarp on top of that and tied it down. Now, when I went to go tie it down, I was like, okay, we about to go. So I'm like, Millie, where are your keys? I'm like, okay, let me go everywhere I know I was at. Mind you, it's a 2-story house everybody's all over the place because we're packing me up. So I'm like, they're not in this kitchen. They not in no couches. They not in my room. My room is empty. All it has in there is a mattress, and I think just a mattress. So I think everything else I had taken out. I'm like, there's nowhere for them to hide in this room. I'm like, okay, let me check the loft. Let me check the couches. Let me check the bathroom. I'm like, where are my keys? Oh my God. Luckily, I had a spare key. Pause. My locking mechanism, I guess, was not working. So I'm like, dang, I need a key replacement. So I called the Jeep dealership and I'm like, I need a key replacement. Do you have any in stock for this car? They're like, no, it's on back order. We don't know when we're gonna get them in. So I'm like, dang, I gotta go to Texas with technically only one key because my spare key is not locking. It's not alarm locking. So I'm like, whatever, I can deal with that. Get a new key. I have a warranty for a key. I'll do that when I get there. I lose the key that's alarm locking. I realized, or luckily I remembered that my spare key was in this cup. I put that cup in a bag and I put that bag in my car on top of everything else. So I knew where my key was, but it was only the key. It was not the key fob. I'm like, where's the key fob? But even still, I'm like, cool, we got the key. But you can't drive the car. You can only unlock it with the key, but you can't drive it without the key fob. I'm like, this is fucking stupid. So my mom's like, the key fob's in my drawer. I'm like, no, it's not. But my brother go and see it and it's there. I'm like, why was the keys separated? Why were they not together? So luckily I found my spare key, which became my main key because I literally would not have been able to go anywhere because Arizona did not have my keys in stock. And I didn't know where my key was. So that would have pushed me out even more. I would have had to probably unpack my entire car looking stupid. So we go. The first stop we make, well, we hear that the thing is flapping too much. And I'm like, I know we did this right. We tied this down. Long story short, everything that was on top of my car got wet. On top of my car was mostly clothes. I put inside because I had to move my salon suite too. So inside of my car was mostly hair stuff, and like furniture stuff and totes that was too heavy to ship. So all of my clothing got wet. I had some hair stuff apparently, which I did not know, on top in those duffel bags, like all my wigs soaking wet. I had curling irons, they got rusted. These were the Marcel ones, so they're a different material, rusted. I'm like, okay. So I ended up getting to Texas. It took us 20 hours. On the way there, I put this in my vlog. Why we run out of gas? I'm sleeping, okay? I'm not. My mom tells me, what's that red light? I'm like, huh? I'm like, what red light? Because my car, for the most part, my car will be, oh, this month. Oh, she's going to be 4. Wait. 18, 19, 20. Yeah, she's going to be 4 this month. Oh. So I'm like, I got new tires. I got new wipers. She got an oil change. She ain't old enough to be acting up. What red light? She says, does that mean there's no gas? Mom! Child, that tank, it said 7 miles to 0. I was like, God, look. I know I've been asking for a lot lately, but if there was ever a time that I needed you, Lord, it is now. The closest gas station was 30 miles the opposite way. I'm just like, are these signs? Because I'm already packed up, closed that business, down payment on this new one. Are these signs? Because these signs should have been given to me before. So we make it to the gas station, cool. My cousin had to end up walking my apartment for me. I had to Zelle her the money. She had to get a money order for me. Good thing she's a good cousin and wasn't annoyed. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I keep asking you to do stuff. And she's just like, whatever, what you need me to do? Like, she was not even, she didn't care. So I'm like, I needed to give me this money order to get them my down payment. I'm like, can I authorize my cousin to be the one to walk, get my keys, give y'all the money? Because I'm not going to be there by the time y'all close. And I'm moving in on a Saturday, which means me and all my stuff is just going to be sitting somewhere looking stupid until Monday. So I just wanted to be able to have all my stuff, have somewhere to sleep, that wasn't inconveniencing somebody else. I hate having to inconvenience other people. So my cousin was able to do that, luckily. We got here, and surprisingly, the apartment was a lot better than I thought, because I'll do a separate video on how they catfish. I want to be here for a while to really give a good review. But they totally catfish. So they ended up sending me a video of how the place looked. And I was like, but these were the only people that was understanding that I was self-employed and approved me. Everybody else was like the one place that I kind of wanted, they was like, we need 6 months pay. Who about to give y'all 6 months? Bye. So I was like, God bless. No. So I came in, I said, oh, this is actually a lot nicer and a lot more space than I thought, because I really wanted a 2-bedroom. That's another story. I'll go into all that on another video. So I get here, I move my stuff in, I get some of the essentials that I need. Before my mama leave, I end up getting a couch, a bed. Well, I ordered the bed, they didn't have any. I ended up getting one of those little box mattresses, which I don't even know if I like that. I feel like I want a box spring and regular mattress. I don't want my TV to go to sleep. So I ended up getting a lot of things that I needed, which I'm grateful for that. So in my brain, I'm like, I worked really hard in Arizona as an independent hairstylist to get to the point where I was. I just know God is not about to leave me hanging. I'm not about to get to this new state with all this opportunity and fail. We're not about to do that. So in my brain, I'm like, okay, I might not work for 30 days. I might not have no income. I stayed for not as long as I wanted to, but I had a little something. So I was paying for my suite for 2 weeks, and I had 2 clients. I feel like since I've been here, God ain't been listening. Or maybe I'm not listening. Lord, I'm not trying to have a smart mouth. Last time I tried to say this, I choked. I feel like he's not listening. I'm like, okay, let me make sure I'm listening. I'm like, Lord, if you trying to talk to me, I pray that I listen. I pray that I harden not my heart. I'm trying to listen. Am I missing the message here? Or did you just say she hard head, I'm gonna leave? What is it? Cause I'm just like, so first of all, oh my God, I didn't tell you about this. The week I decided to come out, I didn't know this time in this area was hurricane season. It was gonna rain every 2 minutes. You was gonna have blackouts, and it's a possibility of flooding. And I'm like, what? Who? Huh? The week that I left, it decided to rain here in Texas and in Arizona. It was raining so hard on the way here. I could not see the roads, and it was nighttime when we left. So all I see is barely headlights. My mom was like, just pay attention to the road and the headlights, so you can see what cars is around you and what they doing. Don't be speeding, of course. And I'm just sitting there driving like, I'm like, God, don't let me die. She's like, Millie, just pull over. I'll drive. I wanted to drive the first leg because my mom low-key is handicapped, and she needed to just be in a position where she can stretch her legs. So, and then plus I suck at driving. I be driving 30 minutes and getting tired, and I didn't want to move out here 17 hours and have her drive most of the way. So I was like, I have to drive. I was going to do 8 hours, and then she do 8 hours. So I was like, I have to drive first, at least a full tank of gas, at least. I had a whole anxiety panic attack. I don't do that. Okay? I do not do that. Nothing was working. I was like, Lord Jesus Christ, whoever, God, nothing was working. I was like, oh my God, this is how people feel all the time. They be having anxiety attacks. This is not okay. I could cry thinking about it. Fast forward, we're here. I'm settled in. I'm settled into my suite. I'm decorating my suite. Now, mind you, before I moved here, I paid for ads. I was posting in the Houston hair groups. I should have handed out business cards like the very first week that I got here, but I didn't. It was so hectic that I didn't. So I did eventually hand out business cards. And I got my first appointment a month after being here. And I was like, yay, I got an appointment. Now, in real life, once I'm booked, put it like this, ain't no 9 to 5 gonna pay me as much money as I was making doing here. They just not. So I'm like, that one appointment that I had scheduled paid for my rent for the week. My house rent was already paid. It was my suite rent that. So I'm like, I'm paying what I'm paying every week, but no money's coming in to replace it. So I'm really paying out of my savings. So I had that appointment. Then I ended up getting another one. So 2 in the week. I was like, oh my God. And then one came from Facebook, one came from Instagram. I'm like, yes. The Facebook groups out here, the hair groups, ghetto. They talk about everything but hair. Trifling. Horrible. So I'm like, let me just post my stuff and go. So I'm like, ooh, one came from Facebook, one came from Instagram. Ain't nobody find me off Instagram in years. I think Instagram hate me. People got used to find me off Instagram. Now, never. I don't even see myself on Instagram. I be like, so I'm like, okay, that's a sign. Yes, I got appointments 30 days here. I already got people booking. And those were only 2 appointments. That was September. I ended up going to Arizona in October, and then the following week when I came back, I had to move all my stuff out, and that's in a vlog. So, yeah, things did not go as planned. I ended up having to get a job. I have not worked for anybody for real in 3 years. I worked part-time for Amazon, but that was barely. I was scheduled 16 hours a week. And if they offered time off, I have been on my way to there and turned around. And that was the last time I worked for anybody, period. It was February 2020. And although the pandemic, I was good. So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be good. I'm not good. Now I have applied for some salon jobs recently. But the fact that I had to literally, temporarily, maybe permanently, I don't know, shut down the doors for Styles by Madame Blue just... I've already cried enough. Last time I recorded this video, I started crying. Because when you work so hard for something and you get to the point where you're finally like all I ever wanted to do was do hair. Because I cannot. All I ever wanted to do was do hair. And be able to do it to a point where I can just do hair, pay all my bills, and have stuff left over. And that's where I was at. And I got big girl bills. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to just have to be in a depression and just get a job, a regular old job, because I got big girl bills to pay. Also, pause. Oh, let me back it up. Also, I'm like, okay, I got this money, I got that money. I won't be doing hair right away, but I have an online store. I have physical products and digital products. I'm making sure I'm posting consistently on all my social media. I'm making sure I'm doing different type of posts, interactive posts. Just trying to be consistent on other people's timelines. I'm like, okay, the first digital product I came out with was my healthy hair ebook. I'm like, in my brain, I'm like, okay, of all the people collectively on my social media is thousands. Of those thousands, probably 100 or less really with me. I'm like, I got this amount of clients. I got this amount of close family. At minimum, I'm going to sell this amount right away. At minimum. You know how you think? Because me, if I really mess with you and I know of your business, I'm going to buy something. I'm going to try to buy something. I'm going to tell everybody. I'm going to share everything. I'm going to support you. So I'm like, I feel like everybody else is like that, but that's not the case. People support me in the way like they come and get their hair done, which I appreciate. Don't act like, trust me, I do. Because I absolutely love doing hair and I have the best clients. But I really just thought in my brain, I'm like, oh, if they gonna do X, Y, Z, then they gonna do this. It's not the case at all. At all. At all. So I was like, okay, even if I don't do hair right away, I'm gonna get online sales. Long story short, nothing that I thought was gonna happen has happened. And I'm just baffled. I'm like, I really thought, oh, okay, you thought. So I just feel, honestly, I just feel, now let me have my feelings. Cause you know how you feel certain way, people be like, nah, don't say that. This is just my feelings at this point in time. I may feel totally different tomorrow. I may feel totally different in 2 seconds. But moving here, I just feel stupid. I feel like a failure. I'm like, girl, you're not closing your whole business after 6 years of working hard. I feel like I just went backwards. I'm like, I've done this where I've had to work. Well, I'm not supposed to worry. Maybe I'm not getting the lesson. That's what I'm saying. Maybe I'm not listening. And I'm the type, I'm not gonna ask somebody for help because I'm like, I got all these things that I sell. I don't want nobody to give me free money. I want you to go to my website and buy something, or share my website, share my business, share my page. But I don't want anybody to just give me anything. So I'm like, huh, did I need to be humbled? Was I not humbled? Speaking of humbled, I applied for this one job. She ended up calling me a day before she said she was. And we talking, and she told me how her salon works. And I just simply asked her, like, her pricing. And I said, what do you charge for certain services like this? Because coming from being in a salon suite for 6 years and creating my own pricing and keeping all of my money, I want to make sure I'm comfortable working for a certain amount of money. Which, what is wrong with that? And she said, well, you know, you want to do your research, which it is my fault. I did not go on her website again. She called me the day before, so I wasn't even thinking. I just saw a number pop up. I answered, and I was like, oh, you said you was calling me on this day. You called me the day before. So I'm like, oh, whatever. So I had not gone to her website prior. But she's like, you're looking for a job, not the other way around. And she's like, and you need to humble yourself because even, because I use sewing as an example. She's like, even the best of the stylists not gonna get that for a sewing. And I'm like, that's a lie. Because before I moved out here and set my pricing, I looked at what they were charging in the area. I'm like, that's a lie. So I'm like, humble myself. So I'm like, huh, did I need to be humbled? Which I don't think so, because I'm always trying to be grateful. I'm always saying that I'm grateful, even though I be having an attitude like, Lord, forgive me, I know I'm being stupid. But I'm like, I'm not no bum ass bitch. I work hard. I've always worked hard. Like, what do you mean? Like, what is happening? So, here we are 3 months in. I've been surviving. Thank God. It rains too much. Too much. So much. I just be like, it was really bad when I first got here. Like, my cousin, I remember, I guess, I forgot what storm or something was happening. She was like, it might be a storm, a lot of rain. Don't worry. I'm like, oh my God. You know, I'm just going to say, as of right now, I hate it. But I feel like it wasn't a perfect time. I feel like there's never a perfect time to do something big. Like, when I quit my 9 to 5 3 years ago, I kept saying, okay, I'm going to save this amount of money. Because at the time, I had only done hair part-time. So I didn't even know if clients were going to be booking full-time. I'm like, who the heck get their hair done at 10 o'clock in the morning? Everybody. So I was like, I had already started like opening up my online schedule earlier when I was at that job, just to see if people was booking. And they were. And I was like, I ended up just having to give them like a 2-day notice because I was like, I was already on the final because I kept being late. I'm like, Lord, please make it plain. I need to know that when I quit this job, I'm going to be okay. I'm not going to be homeless. I'm not going to be a crackhead on the streets. My bills will continue to be paid. I will continue to be able to provide for my family. I won't, it'll be okay. Start seeing signs plain as day. I said, okay. And then that week that I quit, my 9 to 5 was the most money I had ever made in 1 week doing hair. Like, ever. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna be all right. So with me, it's like there's never, I don't feel like you can prepare to do something. Like, you can prepare as much as you can, and eventually you just got to do it. So I was like, okay, I've saved as much as I can. I've done my advertising. You know, I'm trying to hopefully make people know of me, at least in Houston, so that when I get there, they're familiar with Madame Blue. And then I was like, I don't know why I picked randomly a random week in a month. I don't know why. But my mind was already made up, and I was just like, okay, we're going to be good. We've done. It's not like I was just like, oh, I'm about to go to Houston with no plan. No, I totally had a plan, which I guess, what did Big Sean say? Mama Gigi told me God laugh at you when you make plans. The type of wisdom that make us men, something like that. And I'm just like, okay, well, you got to plan a little bit, right? I'm like, was I not listening? Was God telling me something else? I could have sworn I was listening and this is a good thing. But everybody I talked to say Houston, nobody has said anything bad yet. So I'm like, okay, I'm unhappy because I'm just too busy worried about other things. Which I just cannot not worry. Like, I've been like this my whole life. I'm trying to change, but it's not going to happen overnight. So it's not like I'm not trying to not be a worrier, but I am. I be worried so much for no reason. So once everything falls into place, I'm gonna be like, my dumb ass was sitting there crying, being dramatic. Because I was crying so much. I was crying when I had to have that job. I was crying in my suite. I'm like, I'm really not getting no clients. Like, I'm really, and people were calling me, like this one girl. I'm like, okay, I know I priced accordingly. Because somebody really talked to me and they was like, how much is it if I don't make the same day appointment? I'm like, and it was only, I think it was for a press, and it was only $75. And I'm like, am I charging too much? Because this is not the time of life where y'all paying $50 for sew-ins and $30 for presses. We're over that. I just find it funny that everything in the world can increase, but y'all think people not gonna increase their prices we're doing here. I'm running out of time because I'm talking too much. I'm like, that's really funny to me because you want everybody else to improve but us to stay homeless and poor? No. So I'm like, child, did I price it wrong? Are my pictures too ugly? Are my videos too ugly? Am I not personal? I don't think people who don't know me don't like me anyways. My family said, well, my mom and siblings say I give off a I don't care, I'm better than you type vibe, which I'm like, how? I guess I really don't show my personality online. It's like, if you know me, you know me. If you don't, you're not gonna know me unless you meet me in person. Because in real life, until I get to know you, I'm quiet. So I feel like my social media online presence, people just don't like me. I don't know what I be doing wrong. Y'all tell me. You don't like me, what I do? Anywho, so yeah, I hate Houston as of right now because things are not going as planned. And I don't like things to not go as planned. I'm trying to stay encouraged. I'm trying to stay motivated. I went to this one like marketplace. It was really nice. If they ever come back to Houston, I will definitely go again. I will always go. It was really, really nice. It had a lot of good vendors there. But the only thing I bought was a grace and gratitude journal. I've been using it ever since. Before I even moved here, I was doing positive journaling every day just to try to change my mindset because I think it's very important to have a certain mindset in life in general. So I am trying to stay encouraged. I'm trying to believe that God is still handing out miracle blessings and he has not forgotten about Madame. I'm like, Lord, I'm right here and I'm ready. Maybe I'm not ready. I'm like, no, I'm ready. I'm ready. I know what I'm going to do with it. I know exactly what I'm going to do. I've been ready. Maybe I'm too selfish. I don't know. I don't know. Because I'm just like, there's no reason for this to be happening right now. I didn't work hard to be like this. And I know things you have to start over. I know you got to get settled. I know it's only been 3 months. But I'm just like, I don't like this. And then people keep asking me, am I dating? No. How can I date when I'm poor? Who am I going to be dating? I'm too busy worried about X, Y, and Z. Not D-I... I'll be back. So I don't really know much about Houston because I have not done anything but be stressed. And the mall, the Galleria Mall is very nice. The traffic is absolutely horrible. They just be, first of all, it's this main street that I live off of. The speed limit is 35 miles an hour. And I'm like, it's too many lanes. This street is too big for the speed limit to be so low. And then people be either driving 100 miles an hour or 5. I'd be like, y'all don't have nowhere to go. My cousin already warned me about the driving. I think everybody drives stupid everywhere. I think it is what it is. She's like, look, they drive stupid. You got to be stupid too. Simple as that. But don't be crazy because they be having guns. I'm like, Lord, just protect me, please. Because haven't really done much yet. Every time I say I'm going to do something, I end up doing something else. On the weekends, I look for things to do, but then I end up doing like day work or something because I'm always going to choose making money over having fun. Which I don't know why. That's just my life. I just be like, no, I got stuff to do. I can't have fun. I'm going to get out of that too. Let me see. What can I say good about it? Don't it sound like somebody upstairs? It always sounds like somebody's upstairs. There is no upstairs. I feel like somebody lives on the roof. As I was saying, people say great things about Houston. So, I mean, literally everybody. People that come to visit, people that live here. I just talked to a salon owner. She was like, she moved here. She said she loves it. Every single person says the same thing. So, one, I need to work on putting myself out there physically more because I like to be hidden. I handing out business cards was the hardest thing for me to do, and everybody was so nice. I handed out business cards at the mall and at that marketplace event. That's why I try to find like I just Google like black events to where people are just like mingling, networking, so that I can hand out cards. Um, but I am very much I want to be invisible. I want people to know me, but not know me, like know of me, but don't be all up close to me and by me because in real life I like to be invisible. So it's very hard to put myself out there, but that was one of the points of moving to Houston, just being the person that I want to be. So I'm trying not to stress. I make sure to try to be positive every day. I make sure to I'm just trying to work on changing my mindset and realize that right now is not forever. It's right now. And just remain hopeful. It's very hard. Remain hopeful that everything that I'm doing, people will see it. And I know people are watching. I mean, I've been vlogging lately, and only though I've been getting like 5 views, it's like 5 people really watching me be lame because I don't be doing nothing. But really, that's what vlogging is. I watch a lot of people, and they don't be doing nothing but talking to you, and I just be like, I like this family. So I just continue to do what I do. Very thankful for the people that support me, that share everything. Because there's some people they just share just cause. So yeah, Houston, as of right now, I am just too stressed to really say how I feel about it. Hopefully, when I do like a 6-month update, I'll be like, oh, everything's great. This and that has fallen into place. So yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share. Make sure you share this video if you want to support me so that I don't become homeless. Go ahead and check out my website at www.madamblue.net. I don't know when this video will go out. I think this video will go up this Thursday. Also, this Thursday, I'm having a sale on my vendors list. So make sure you check out that website. And you do need a code. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. TTYL.